Welcome to the Smeagol's house for the second time in this Sunday. This is our bonus video. If you haven't seen the main video, I strongly suggest you to watch it, and the videos check has appeared on the top right side of the screen. These two videos are parts of a story, and now we will begin our bonus video. Just because this is the bonus, it's somehow related to the main video, and our main subject is Sons of Feanor. Ambrose, Mugler, Celeborn, Calantir, Griffin, Ambrose and Amorous will be our guests. Who are those Sons of Feanor? Ambrose, the eldest of seven, also called the Tall, who ruled over Himling. Mugler, the mighty singer, who ruled over Mugler'S Gap. Celeborn, the fair, who ruled Himlat with his brother Griffin. Griffin the Crafty, he also ruled over Himlat with his brother Celeborn. Calantir the Dark, he is the ruler of Tingelion. Ambrose and Amorous, the twins, known as hunters in Middle-earth. They all swear an oath. They have a mission to recover the Silmarils at all costs. Since Feanor died in an early battle, his sons were the driving force behind the ensuing wars. Because of their oath and desperation, their actions in time turned into evil. Only one of them survived the first stage. They fought everybody in Middle-earth, including their own kin, elves. As I said before, 7 Sons of Feanor exist once, but only one, Mugler, survived the first stage. Now, let's get to know these characters briefly. 7 Noldorin Prince, 7 Sons of Feanor. First one, Ambrose the Tall, the eldest of the 7. He was an exceptionally handy or skilled swordsman, but he was also known for his skills in diplomacy. Ambrose was the first son to take the oath of Feanor to recover the holy jewels Silmarils. And after the War of Wrath, just because he obsessed with the idea, he and the only surviving brother of his, Mugler, tried to recapture the 2 Silmarils, and they managed to regain them by force. But just because of their evil deeds, those Silmarils burned in Mugler's and Ambrose hands, and unable to bear the suffering of this action, Ambrose cast himself and the Silmaril he carried into the fiery chasm, and this was the end of Ambrose the Tall. Mugler, the great singer, second son of Feanor and Nardaner. He was the greatest poet and minstrel of the Noldor. As with the other Sons of Feanor, Mugler was bound by an oath to recover his father's Silmarils. Mugler took part in the kinslaying at Aqualande and made a lament Noldolande, the fall of Noldor in memory of this terrible event. After his father's death, Mugler founded an area between Himling and Blue Mountains and settled there, and that place called Mugler's Gap. After some years, the father of dragons Glaurung destroyed those area, and Mugler and his people fled to Himling to join Maedhros. After the War of Wrath, Mugler and his last surviving brother Maedhros stole the two remaining Silmarils taken by the Valar from Morgoth. But because of their evil deeds, both jewels burned in their hands. Unable to bear this suffering, Mugler cast his Silmaril into the sea. Thereafter he wandered along the shores of the world, singing laments over the loss of that Silmaril. It's not known what happened to Mugler afterwards. Celegorm, the third son of Feanor and Nardanel. He also called Celegorm the Fair. He was a great huntsman and a friend of Vala Orome. From Orome he learned great skills of birds and beasts, and he could also understand a number of their languages. He had brought with him from Valinor the great hound Huan, a gift from Orome. He closely associated with his brother Griffin, and they both was the great lords in the land called Himlat. But they lost Himlat to a surprise attack by, or assault by, Morgoth, and they fled to the south to the marches of Doriath. But just because of the kinslaying at Aqualande, they unfortunately not welcomed in those areas, and after this they settled in Nargothrond. He and his brothers are the ones who captured Luthien. Celegorm wished to marry with Luthien just to create a forced bond, a kinship with the Thingol. But as we all know, Huan spoiled his scheme, and Celegorm fell at the Menegroth in the second kinslaying. He was slain by Dior in the halls of Menegroth. Caranthir, the fourth son of Feanor, also called Caranthir the Dark. He is famous with his anger because he is getting angry extremely quick. His realm was in Targelion, in the East Beleriand, because his realm bordered with the great dwarvish kingdoms Nogrod and Belegost. He became very wealthy from the trade coming through Dwarf Road. He was a wealthy lord. Caranthir, along with his brothers Celegorm and Griffin, perished during the second kinslaying in Menegroth. Be he friend of foe or foul as offspring of Morgoth Buglir. Be he mortal dark that in after days on earth shall dwell. Shall no law nor love, no league of gods, no might, no mercy, none move his fate, defend him forever from the fierce vengeance of the Sons of Feanor. Whoso sees or steal of finding, keep the fair enchanted globes of crystal, whose glory dies not. the Silmarils. We have sworn forever. Griffin, the fifth son of Feanor, also called Griffin the Crafty. He is the father of the Celebrimbor, the great jewelsmith of Eregion. As we all know, Celebrimbor forged the three elvish rings of power. Among his brothers, Griffin had been his father's favorite and most like his father in skill and in appearance. He was also bound to their oath for sure. And Griffin lived in Himlat with his brother Celeborn. They held their realms until Dagor Bragolak. After their defeat, the two brothers fled to Nargothrond, where Finrod welcomed them. Griffin fell in the second kinslaying when the Sons of Feanor attacked Doriath. Amrod, the youngest son of Feanor, along with his twin brother Ambrose. They are the sixth and seventh sons of Feanor. During the rebellion of the Noldor, Amrod surely swore the oath of Feanor. He held the lands of Estolad with his twin brother. Amrod died 538 years of the First Age during the third kinslaying at Havens of Sirion. But there is another story about Amrod. This one is the Silmarillion version. There is another version of his story. In Peoples of Middle-earth, the 12th volume of the History of Middle-earth, edited by Christopher Tolkien from the unpublished manuscripts of his father, J.R.R. Tolkien. There goes another story. When Feanor arrived to Middle-earth, he had roused his sons to burn the ships. And the next morning, by the help of his son Amorous, who was in a desperate search for his missing brother Amrod, Feanor realized that Amrod slept in the ships, not in the camp. So Amrod perished there in Loskar when the ships has been set to fire by his own command. I will stick to the Silmarillion version, of course, but if you prefer a more tragic version, it's also okay for me. And now, here comes Amorous. Here comes the last son of Feanor, Amorous. Amorous, along with his twin brother Amrod, were the youngest sons of Feanor. He and his twin brother, known as hunters in Middle-earth. He held the southern lands of Estolad, in the east Beleriand. Amorous took part in the final two kinslayings, and he fell during the third kinslaying at the Havens of Sirion in 538 year of the First Age. This is the end of another video. We reviewed the life story of 7 Noldor princes briefly. Actually, this is the story of a family falling apart after an oath, and maybe it is better not to push your kids so hard when you are giving them responsibilities. Nalu egoanadvin, saolas alalait, alamene. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Time to say goodbye, and goodbye to you all from Smeagol's house. Take care.